Good morning, my dear students, and once again, I welcome you back to the English online classes. Quite a long gap, isn't it? Examination and then holidays. So, let's come back to our learning process, and I'm planning to take a new chapter for you, that is Ivan Tries an O level. And this chapter, if you remember the chapter enemy. Yeah, it's like little lengthy, and in this chapter there are certain aspects that you have to remember. One thing is dates, and another thing is timings, and obviously you have to be very in close proximity, means closeness with the happenings or the incidents that are there in this chapter, and you have to keep a very keen observation because everything is linked with the other, and anytime any kind of question which arises in your mind will need that link. So because of that reason, just please be very punctual and be very regular with all the happenings that are going around, which I'll be explaining in the video. After the completion of all these chapters and all get over, we will be shifting off to our writing skill, which is a very small part, in which I'll take advertisement, replies, invitations. Notice you people have already studied last year, but still if you want, I will just repeat the format of it, and then a few letter, that is editor letter, and then article is there, report is there, speech and debate is already been removed. So I'll be sending you the portion that has been included by the CBSE and which all have been excluded, all those details. I'll be sending you the screenshot of the same. So you need not worry about. I'm teaching you what is there in your syllabus, and from your deleted portion, as I have informed last time, I have taught you one chapter, that is Journey to the End of the Earth, because being a teacher I felt that it is really important for each and every human to know what is going around us, what is happening with the world, what is happening to our mother planet, and what all endangers we people are in. We must not become the endangered species. So that was the reason that I have took that chapter, and as you know, I haven't put any of the questions in the examination, so it's not there for your board syllabus. But beside that, one Tiger King which I taught in April month, that is also not there. Till that time I was not knowing, CBSE had sent us the syllabus later on. And beside these two chapters, all the rest of the portions that I've been teaching you, they are all there in the syllabus, and you must be thoroughly aware, and you must have you can say that a regular study of the chapters. Please, my humble request, when I do the explanation, keep the book front of you, and when I'm reading the paras, you must also look into the book, and then when I'm doing the explanation, kindly look into the book and listen to my audio for the explanation purpose. My dear students, because of the coronavirus situation, we people are not able to have our physical presence inside the classroom, but please, my humble request is to take advantage of the videos being sent to you and listen to it, and keep your study going on, because board will conduct the examination, and at that time there will be no escaping out. So let's come back to the chapter, that is Ivan Tries an O level, chapter 7. Now here the protagonist of the story, means our main hero, is Ivans. Now who is this Ivans? Ivans is actually a thief. He is a prisoner. Now you might be thinking that what do you mean by this chapter then? We are going to study about the prisoner. Actually this chapter, it is telling us about the aspect that should we believe someone with our eyes closed? Should we consider or underestimate someone? Or should we be so egoistic about our own work or alertness that we overlook many other aspects? Here the story is about the police and the criminal. Okay. And like how we people see, you all watch movies, isn't it? So how we people see that the police and the criminal, generally the criminals, they overpower, they seem to be more intelligent. It is not that the police is not intelligent, it is just that they become negligent towards certain facts, and because of that reason they give way to the criminals to overpower them. Here the story is about all those things: the negligence on the part of the police people, that overconfidence that we are doing everything good, we are scrutinizing everything, we have been going through every aspects, every part of it, and we have you can say that we people have thought of what could happen and how we have already found out a solution for it. All those things brought a little overconfidence, and under their nose this criminal, he did his work. Now Ivan tries an O level. O level, it is an examination level we are talking about. Okay. And in the story, this Ivan, he is planning to give an examination. Now how he made this examination a base or a foundation for him to escape out of the jail, that's what the story is all about. And at the end, whether he is caught or not, that is what is the beauty of the chapter. So let's start the chapter. Chapter 7. Ivan tries an O level by Colin Dexter. Should criminals in prison be given the opportunity of learning and education? We all know that. Even in the Indian jails also, the criminals are given the chance to complete their education, or if they want to get some academic qualification, they are allowed to do so. So here the question comes that should we trust the criminals in that? Can we allow them to do this? Or whether they can take advantage of this. That is what the story is about. Now, dramatis personae means the various parts of this drama. Actually, a kind of a drama could be played on at this. The secretary of the examination board, the governor of HM prison, Oxford, James Evans, a prisoner, Mr. Jackson, a prison officer, Mr. Stephens, a prison officer, the Reverend S. McClary, an invigilator, Mr. Carter, detective superintendent, Mr. Bell, detective chief inspector. Okay, these are the various characters of the this story, in which definitely when the examination is to be conducted, it has to be conducted under a particular board, and so the secretary of that examination is there. Then obviously the jail is there, so the jail will be having a prison head, the governor is being the prison head over here. The name of the prison is HM prison. And then obviously the hero of the story, I'm calling him a hero. You will say that madam is calling a criminal a hero. I'm calling him a hero because the story rotates around him, and the story rotates around a person means he is the main person. The name of that person is James Evans. Then two prison officers are there. One is Mr. Jackson and another one is Mr. Stephen. And then one invigilator. Invigilator means like how when you used to give the examination, the teachers are there on round checking out the smoothness and the smooth functioning of the examination. They are called as invigilators. So here also one father is there, one priest is there. His name is S. McClary, Reverend S. McClary. Reverend means respected. Then one detective superintendent is there, his name is Carter, and then one chief inspector is there, his name is Mr. Bell. Okay, let's continue. All precautions have been taken to see to it that the O-level German examination arranged in the prison for Evans does not provide him with any means of escape. So Evans is going to give an O-level, A level, B level, C level, the different levels are there. In that one O-level, which language? German language exam he wants to give. And the examination was arranged, and they have taken every precaution to see that the examination is conducted very smoothly without giving Ivan a chance to escape out of the jail. Now the story starts in this way. It was in early March when the secretary of the examinations board received the call from Oxford prison. It's a slightly unusual request, Governor, but I don't see why we shouldn't try to help. Just the one fellow, you say. Okay. Our governor, means head of the HM prison, he called in the month of March, means in the beginning days of March, he called up the secretary of the examination board and kept forward one petition or one request. And he put forward one request, that is, one of the prisoner of the jail wants to give the O level examination of German language. So the secretary, he said that basically this request seems to be very unusual type, because from the jail someone wants to give the examination, but still okay, no problem. You said only one person, no? Isn't it? Then that is it. That's it. Chap called Evans started night classes in O level German last September. Says he's dead keen to get some sort of academic qualification. Now, when the secretary, he said that only one person you said, no, for the O level examination, then the governor said that, yeah, that's true. Only one person. That chap's name is Evans. And see, March, early March, means in the beginning days of March, the governor called the secretary. And the governor said that Ivan started taking night classes of German language from last September. Means if 2020 March he called, Ivan had been taking classes from 2019 September. Night classes means someone comes and teaches him in the jail in the night. Okay. And now that he had completed his course, he is very keen. He's dead keen means he's very keen to get some sort of academic qualification, means a certified one. And then the secretary asked him, is he any good? He was the only one in the class. So you can see he has had individual tuition all the time. Really would have cost him a packet if he had been outside. Well, let's give him a chance, shall we? That's jolly kind of you. What exactly is the procedure now? Okay, when he said that from September, means September, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, means around some 6 months he had taken the tuitions from the teacher, the German teacher. So when the secretary asked whether he knows anything, so the governor, he said that he was the only one in the class. 6 months individual attention he got from the teacher. So definitely he might have studied something, because otherwise if he had gone outside somewhere to study, definitely it would have cost him a packet in the sense that it would have been cost him a lump sum amount, but in jail it was like nothing of that sort. Then the secretary said that, oh, okay, let's give him a chance, shall we? And then the governor said that, oh, that's very jolly kind of you. That's very kind of you, sir. And you tell me just exactly what procedure we have to follow. Then secretary said, oh, don't worry about that. I'll be sending you all the forms and stuff. What's his name, you say? Evans. James Roderick Evans. It sounded rather grand. Yeah, when the governor was very thankful that the secretary has accepted the request of a prisoner giving the examination, he asked him about the basic procedure. And the secretary, he said that, oh, don't worry about that, all things. I'll be sending you all the forms and all the other stuffs and all. And what you said, the name of that person, Evans. Then our governor said the full name of that prisoner, James Roderick Evans. Ah, it sounds so grand, so big, like as if there's some kind of a very great personality. And then he asked the secretary, see, just one thing, governor. He's not a violent sort of fellow, is he? I don't want to know his criminal record or anything like that, but no, there's no record of violence. Quite a pleasant sort of chap, they tell me. Bit of a card, really. One of the stars of the Christmas concert. Imitations, the sort of thing. Mike Yarwood stuff. No, he's just a congenital kleptomaniac. That's all. The governor was tempted to add something else, but he thought better of it. He would look after that particular side of things himself. Now, secretary gave permission. Now he wanted to know about the person. So he said to the governor, Governor, if you don't mind, whether that person is violent type. Violent type means hitting, murdering, all those kind of type. Because I don't want to know the criminal record, but whether he is anything of like that sort. Then governor said, oh, no. He is not violent at all. Instead, he is a very pleasant chap. Means very quiet and a very pleasing personality he is having. Whenever there is festive occasion, means concert or something, um, he is very good in it. Imitations especially. Mimicking. Making a copy of someone else. And he's like Mike Yarwood. Mike Yarwood was a mimicker. And then only problem with him is that he is a patient of congenital kleptomaniac. That's all. Otherwise, he is a very beautiful person, means a very pleasing personality. The governor wanted to add something else also, but then he held back and he thought that, oh, that problem I'll sort out. Why to tell him? And then presumably, said the secretary, you can arrange a room fare. No problem. He is in a cell off on his own. If you have no objections, he can sit the exam in there. That's fine. Okay. Before coming to that, you might be thinking that madam said congenital kleptomaniac, but she didn't say what it is about. A person who suffers from this kleptomaniac, means a person who is a kleptomaniac, actually he steals without his own knowing it, means it without his own senses. Like say for example, a person is sitting down with somebody else, and the other person, a kleptomaniac is sitting with some other person, and that other person is using a very beautiful pen for writing down, and this kleptomaniac fellow liked that pen. Okay, then without his own knowledge, means that kleptomaniac fellow, not intentionally, unintentionally, he'll pick up that pen and he'll give it him. Now, when you take someone else's thing without his or her permission, it is stealing. Right? But the kleptomaniac is not stealing. Actually, it is a disease that he or she takes the things without his or her own knowledge. So, that kind of person is called as a kleptomaniac. Now, let's come back to the chapter. And when the governor said all those things, the secretary said that, so I think that you can arrange a room. To that, the governor said that actually he is kept in a separate cell. Means separate cell, you all can understand. Different, all alone he stays in one place, in one room, one cell. So the governor said that I hope that you don't have got any problem if we can conduct the exam in that room itself. Then the secretary said, oh, that's fine. Very well. And we could easily get one of the parsons from St. Mary Mag's to invigilate if that's fine. Yes, they seem to have a lot of parsons there, don't they? The two men chuckled good-naturedly, and the secretary had a final thought. At least there is one thing. You shouldn't have much trouble keeping him incommunicado. Should they? Should you? The governor chuckled politely once more, reiterated his thanks, and slowly cradled the phone. Evans. Now, when governor said that he is already there in one of his own room, so why don't you conduct the exam in that cell itself? That's where he is staying all alone. Secretary said that, yeah, definitely, we can conduct the examination over there. And governor suggested that we can do one thing. For the invigilation purpose, we will call a parson, a priest. One St. Mary Mag's church is there. From there, we can call one priest to do the invigilation. What do you think? And then the secretary said, yeah, definitely. There are a lot of priests over there nowadays, don't they? Don't you think so? And then the good men chuckle. Chuckle means like that kind of laugh, no? Not louder. Just slowly laughing. That is called as chuckling. And then the secretary, he said that, to the governor, he said that, at least one thing is there. You won't have much trouble in keeping him in isolation. Incommunicado means in isolation, not mixing with others or communicating with others. Do you? The governor, he again chuckled. And then politely, once more, he said thank you to him. And then he kept the phone over the cradle. And then Evans. Now, Evans and his introduction, we people will be seeing in our next video. I won't be going very fast, little slower I'm going, because you should be able to grasp each and every move that is going on in this story. So I'll be catching you up again in the next video of this chapter. Till then, goodbye and stay.